Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hardcore Heroes. Bastian, it was a pleasure to play with you. Kine is dead, and unfortunately, you know what that means. So, anything you'd like to say before Kine disappears forever into the bosom of Falumbra?
One thing. Okay, I will start. Actually, I wanted to say I will go after this. I want to know one thing: what happens because I was possessed and I died. I want to know what happens when I die. Just want to see if that.
And he means the ghost in him.
Yeah, it was fun. I have to say, Chad, we argued heavily. And no, I tried and I rolled initiative. I had a chance.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was a rough. Like I was going. He's probably gonna die if I don't heal him, but I'm probably gonna die if I do heal him.
I mean, how much HP did you
I had
have?
9.
Well, let's not worry about these things. It's been a pleasure, Bastian, and I guess we'll see you on Shenanigans.
Of course. I mean, we already building our Droopy-Doo team with Zen and Droopy. I'm trying to bitch my Scooby-Doo impression. Well, I'm going to stick around until if something happens with Kine's body because of the possession, but after then I will head off.
Cool. Okay. All right. So let's keep going with the story here.
All right. So,
no, I'm killing it, but mute your mic. Yeah. So.
Okay. So jumping back in the game, Van checks on Kine, and he's dead.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So the first thing Van's gonna do, he doesn't really have time to process all this right now. He's gonna move over to Mother Elise and cast Hold Poison on her.
Okay.
So that's gonna last for 7 days. Go and mark that down. And then I'm going to run to the knight really fast, who's lying on the ground, and see if she's still alive. She was at like -4 or something, I think. So
no, by the time you get to her, she's dead.
Okay. I'm going to go back. On the way, I'm going to go and heal myself a little bit. So I'll roll a d10 plus 1 for my own healing. There we go. 5. And then I'm going to heal Mother Elise one more time. Got another Cure Light Wounds. D8. So she gets 5. And then I'm going to see if I can wake her up. Poison in her is held. She's healed up to 6 now, I think.
She will wake up eventually. It might take a little while since she was literally almost dead a moment ago. But she does wake up eventually. Okay.
Like, I kind of tend to her for a minute or two. But I want to give it a couple minutes, but I'll see if she wakes up within a few minutes' time. Not immediately, but within like a few minutes.
Right. Okay, so let's see. There were 14 people dead. Let me just see how many of these were possessed people. So 21 out of 94. That's 22% of people are possessed. So I'll just roll. We'll just call it 20% chance of being.
While I'm waiting for her, actually, I'm going to check and see where Jeeves is. And I scan over, praying that he's not one of the bodies in the field.
You find Jeeves hiding under the corpses of a few dead people.
Jeeves, you have the devil's own luck in you.
Oh, is it over, my lord?
It is. Come on, I need you to help me with Mother Elise.
Oh. He comes over and sees the body, and
she's alive.
Oh, I see.
Kine was not so fortunate, I'm afraid.
He seems incredibly saddened by Kine's loss. 2 possessed people died.
Okay.
You're down to 80 peasants total. Slowly but surely, people start filtering back when it's clear that the battle is over.
Okay. Van's going to ask, has Mother Elise woken up yet?
Yeah.
Okay. So Van's going to, tell some people to crowd around. It's time to see what's at the top of this temple now that the dangers have been cleared out.
Okay.
And I guess, like, I think the rules for being woken up from being in, like, negative HP is that you're pretty weak for the rest of the day.
Yeah,
so
you
gonna,
can't do
help
anything.
Mother Elise up the stairs. Yeah, he's gonna, like, have like one of her arms over her shoulder, and he's gonna help her up the stairs.
Sure. Someone else
they
comes
ascend.
to give her a hand on the other side,
Mhm.
and you guys come up the stairs together. You get to the top of the temple, and that swirling portal that you had seen is gone.
All right.
In the temple itself are carvings of the gods all across the walls, kind of in the same way that their constellations are. In fact, it's exactly like their constellations all over the walls. And the doors
Mhm.
through which you enter would be the equivalent of the winter sky, that kind of blank spot.
Okay.
So you walk on in through the winter, see the gods all around you. Malchus is on your back left, Verossus on your back right, Astair's in your front right, Martha's on your front left. There's a large altar and shrine that looks a little bit more detailed than the other things you've seen around, but is still lacking small details here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a skylight kind of sort of thing carved. It's not actually a skylight, but it's there's like a little tower coming off the top of this, not one you could climb, and there's little arched beams of brick, kind of creating what do you call it? Like there's a square hole in the ceiling, and from each corner comes an arch of bricks, creating a little dome with holes in it, and then a spire comes off of that little dome. So you can look up out into the sky and see kind of this is the direction of the winter, this is summer, spring, autumn, all that stuff. Mother Elise sits down on the corner. And as you guys rest in here and kind of take a look about, you can feel the familiar presence of your gods. They are far away, very far away, but they are here.
So it's like when it was the full moon?
Not quite. It's a little farther still.
Okay.
You feel like you could memorize spells, but they're going to take a long time.
Okay. Let's see. In that case... Mother Elise, you should rest here. See what you can ascertain about this room. The rest of you, we need to clear up some bodies. Those displacer beasts, I'm not positive about them, but collect them into a pile. I'll check and see if they're edible. I'll cook some of their meat.
Okay.
The spiders, pile those up too. Eventually I can purify them. People
gather the spiders, the displacer beasts, the mephits, and the other dead all into large stacks.
All right. Let's see. So I think Van is going to grab Kind's body while this is going on, and he's going to take it off to a side somewhere. And just while he's walking, kind of speaking a little bit to himself, is going to say, under normal circumstances, I would bury you somewhere in a forest, somewhere natural for you to be at peace, but there's no such location for you in this godforsaken place. And he puts the body down somewhere like isolated from the rest, and he lights it on fire with a flint and steel. He does like take the axe first.
Okay. Anything else you take from him?
I don't really want to loot his body. I'd feel pretty bad about that.
But the axes...
I take the bow and the ammo and the weapons. Because we need, like, those are tools that we need. I guess I'll check and see if he had anything in like his backpack that'd be like a really valuable item. But if it's just like personal effects, I'm gonna leave it on him when he gets burned.
Okay.
Oh, Bastian said he sent us his sheet.
Okay. I think it's in Discord, maybe?
Maybe? Let's see.
I don't know where it is.
I'm checking. It's not in Hardcore Heroes. Where'd you put it, Bastian?
Well, we can go over the specific details of that a little bit later.
I take anything that seems valuable at the time, and we'll go over exactly what that is later, but then he burns the rest with them.
Okay. When you get back to the people after your private ceremony with Kine, there is a small group that are kind of kneeling down in prayer around a trio of people that are clutching their guts and rolling back and forth.
Okay.
Jeeves comes over towards you as you come back and goes, my lord, forgive me if I'm out of place, but, well, they seem to be worshipping the demon inside this person. Well, while you were gone, more of those things came out of nowhere, and, well, these three were possessed and...
Are the three, or the ones in the circle of prayer around them, are they,
non-possessed.
They're not possessed, okay.
Yes, they...
People do strange things in strange times. And Van walks over to this group and lays a hand on one of their shoulders and says, there's nothing to worship about these creatures. They're not great powers or deities from another plane. They're simply creatures inhabiting one's body, looking for a home.
The person looks up at you with kind of sad, wet eyes and goes, but he's not going to be hungry anymore.
No, but we don't know what else is going to happen to them. I don't know what's going to happen to me. I'd say, normally I scoff at such blatant fear of the unknown, but in this case I think it'd be a very wise move indeed. And as for hunger, there's some displacer beasts piled up outside. Help me skin them and we can cook them.
Make me an opposed charisma versus willpower check.
Okay.
Person is... Their faith is shaken.
36.
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah. Despite their shaken faith, you bring them over to you, or you convince them to come and help skin the displacer beasts.
Mm-hmm.
The meat is cooked, and there are 80 people.
I just want them skinned right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to test the meat first with like a small bit that's been cooked.
Sure.
And I want to make sure that it's not like immediately just like make a constitution check or die.
No. So you give it a test, and it's delicious.
All right.
Oh my god, it is...
The best food I've had in months.
Yeah.
All right. Van says, this might be the best food that I've had since I came to this plane. Help me cook the rest. We'll set up a large pit fire.
Okay, they begin to
these things
set
are
it up.
pretty large, and a lot of people died, so we might even be able to feed people pretty decently with these. Oh.
So let's just fix overlay for a moment. And that. Perfect.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, the food is good. You guys can eat it and enjoy it.
So Van this time, because I know what happened last time, Van's gonna like cut everything into equal proportions when he's like done cooking it, and he's gonna like cut everything and just give like a portion to people as they come up. And he specifically saves a portion for Jeeves and Elise in case they don't show up because they're doing other things.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else, he divides everything as best he can equally, and starts passing it out as people come up.
I've just got to modify some overlays real quick, like. Stats page. All right, cool. This will be fine for now. The portions are doled out. The people eat what they can.
Mm-hmm.
3 displacer beasts is a lot of food.
A lot of meat. Yeah.
They're like 12 feet long. They probably weigh 1,000 pounds.
Yeah. So if people like get full,
Mm-hmm.
We've cooked a lot of it. We probably couldn't even cook all of it at once. Like,
right. It's going to take hours to cook everything.
Yeah, so we're going to cook what we can, eat what we can, and anything that's left over, we'll just like keep as leftovers and get it ready. In fact, we could probably smoke it over the fire to preserve it a bit longer.
These people here are familiar with the process of curing and preparing meats for long-term use.
Yeah, so we smoke whatever's left over, and yeah, I guess we have to do that for all the displacer beasts and smoke a lot of meat.
Well, it's just a matter of time to do these things.
Yep.
Van says, you have all the time in the world.
Okay. Van says, take your time with these. These are rather strange. Or sorry, I completely spaced out what I was going to do as a player there. Sorry. Van says, take your time with eating. It doesn't do you any good to stuff your mouth full after you've gone a long time without food. I've tried it myself. It doesn't tend to stay down. Just nice, slow bites, he says to everyone.
Okay. They do their best to hold back.
Mm-hmm.
Someone starts making soup out of the bones and other weird bits, and the people get set to doing the work of peasants, preparing food.
All right, Van's going to tend to this for, I guess, most of it. He wants to make sure people don't like start running off with food like last time.
Mm-hmm.
There's no knights left, and he doesn't really want to have to deal with another brawl.
Yeah, Julius and Ethel will help guard food, keep an eye on it closely.
Sure.
And it comes to light that there are, even with this food, there are a few people who are talking about the sacred demons, except they're now calling them the sacred misshapen angels that come to take away people's hunger. The talk is not too serious. Mostly it's people joking. Oh yeah, right. Look at those wackos over there. Mm-hmm. Sacred misshapen angels, my butt. But it is sort of a mimetic idea that is beginning to spread.
Okay.
What's the plan?
Oh, never mind. Somebody said I was on the wrong side, but you fixed the text.
Yes.
So we've got people guarding the food. I don't really want to stop people from joking around. Like if it was serious talk about these things being angels, he probably would have said something. But if they're like, oh yeah, the misshapen angels, it's probably like, all right, I'm not going to be draconian about policing what people say. So he's going to head up and talk to Mother Elise and ask what she's noticed about this place so far. Unless she's in prayer, in which case I won't bother her.
She's not. She's just taking her time, breathing slowly. There are a few people around her, tending to her, checking her wounds. She's hasn't said too much about this. She looks around and goes, I can feel a stare distantly. I wonder if all of us together, like before, maybe we can shorten the distance?
Perhaps. Does your god speak to you in words? That was something I was blessed with only recently.
That's happened before, but...
Do you think if you asked about the Plane of Shadow, he'd be willing to provide you with information?
I don't know. I intend on trying.
Very well. I will gather some people up, a few of the peasants, and we'll make a prayer.
So it's taken some time to cure these beasts, to cook them, for all of this. It's taken hours, many hours, possibly a day or so. And in this time, the other people have found places within the pyramid that function as bedrooms and function as, a place to set up some level of civilization.
Talking about that, Dan would have made sure they went in armed and prepared, made sure they were cautious about exploring.
Yeah, the place has been lightly explored. Bedrooms have been found. Some sort of inner temple has been found as well. It's a much smaller one. But one person comes running to you breathless, saying that they have found something in the basement.
What did you find?
I don't know how to explain it. You should just come.
We'll take our time on that. This is a bit of a...
It's like a shifting mirror.
A shifting mirror?
There's nothing on the other side of it. It's just in the middle of this room.
That mirror will still be there when we go back to it next. Trust me, I'm all for exploring that room, but Van kind of notes all these wounds that he has where he got lashed by displacer beasts or bitten by a spider, and he's like, I'm still a bit tensed up myself. I need to give myself a bit of time to recover in case anything happens. For now, tell people to stay away from that room. We don't know what's going to happen if people go in.
Okay. So you have as much time as you'd like. Only the things to bother you might be people starving, running out of food, or random monster attacks or whatever. So what would you like to do?
Van's going to memorize. He's going to tell Elise that she was poisoned by that spider, and he's held it he's like locked it in place in her system.
Mm-hmm.
But that eventually that spell will fade off, and he's going to attempt, unless she can do it herself, he's going to attempt to memorize a spell for her.
Ooh, neutralize poison is 4th level. She cannot cast that.
All right. So I'm going to I'll lead that group prayer first and probably rest up because it's been days since Van slept.
Mm-hmm.
But after I rest up, I'm going to try and memorize neutralize poison.
Okay. It takes you something like 4 hours to memorize neutralize poison.
That's
you
fine.
can do it, but it's at a really slow rate.
Okay. And when we do that group prayer, what happens with the stare? Like I mentioned that she should try and like speak to a stare.
Do you want to do group prayer or neutralize poison first?
I was going to lead the group prayer and then sleep and get neutralize poison after that.
Okay. So, Mother Elise is still a little weak. She asks you to lead the prayer while she rests.
Oh, so I'd be leading a prayer to Cheese then. Okay.
Well, you have led us this far. It only seems right that you continue to lead.
Very well. Get some rest, Mother Elise. I have a feeling that I can feel she's faintly. I have a feeling we might be able to memorize spells here. Mm-hmm. Not quickly, but any amount is enough.
Okay. So with your people, your 80 remaining survivors in a group prayer, you feel like you can communicate with your deity on some level, but it's going to be limited.
All right, so I'm going to try and speak to Cheese here.
Okay.
And say, I've identified the name of this place. It is called the Plane of Shadow, but I know nothing of it. Do you have any information that could help me in getting out? And if not, I'll wait for the full moon. Like last time. But
right. So mechanically, with the number of people you have and access to this temple, it's going to take something like 4-ish hours in order for you to communicate a question, and that means having all of the people together, asking the same question in a group prayer-like manner.
Okay. So Van's going to, prepare that, like a group prayer asking for information on the Plane of Shadow.
Okay. Does she have any information that can help you?
How omniscient is she? I mean, if this is Malchus's plane, he is her father. She might know a decent amount about, like, his domain.
Her reply comes distantly, is the single word reply that she gives you.
Distantly?
Mm-hmm. Do you know anything that can help us about with this Plane of Shadow? And her reply is distantly.
All right. Off that, if I'm only gonna be able to do a one-word conversation, I'm gonna wait until the next full moon and try and have a more fluid one then.
Okay.
Normally I try not to bother Cheese directly, but I feel like this is one of those exceptional circumstances that calls for a little bit of divine intervention.
So.
All right. So in that case, Van's he's gonna like establish with the nobles to like help him organize watches and things like that. And he's not gonna bother with the room. He's just gonna sleep in the temple.
Okay.
Get some rest really fast.
Okay. You rest.
And then after that, I memorize neutralize poison, and I'll grab a couple of healing spells.
Okay. These things take hours, far longer than they ever normally would, but you can still do it. And go ahead and grab some spells.
Okay,
you
so
can
I take neutralize poison for Elise. I'll just go and do that.
Her poison is
neutralized. Withdraw. I'm going to take withdraw and one more cure light wounds, because I'm now sitting on 4 total for healing spells.
Right.
So I take 1 second level spell and 1 first level spell. And I'm gonna stop there.
Okay.
And Van's gonna grab a couple of people and talk about exploring this mirror room and seeing what's there.
Right. So you come down to this mirror room. This is in a super sub basement.
Okay.
If you think of the pyramid as like a D4 above ground, it appears that there's an equally sized pyramid underground as well. So the pyramid is almost like a D8. with
Okay.
the ground level being here.
And there's like an underground pyramid.
Right, and so
on
at the
way,
very, very base of that underground pyramid is this room that this guy found.
Okay. While that's happening, I'm gonna go and use 2 of those healing spells.
Okay.
So I got 19 back. Yeah,
Very
that's
good.
good. I needed that. So I'm at
Okay.
33 now. And then yeah, let's go check out this mirror room.
This where Okay. This is a room similarly sized, maybe like 20 by 20, but there's nothing really in here. There's a staircase that leads down to it, but it's kind of just an empty room with the exception of this mirror-like thing in the middle of it. It's like an ovular shaped distorted mirror, kind of like you might see at a carnival or something, where it's not flat, it's kind of like wobbly, so you look all funny, and as you move it wobbles as well. The edge is wreathed like flames, not actually with flames, but kind of like those wavy thing, like little flames coming off it, but it's still that mirror shape to it. So it's not moving, but it's got like little bits of wobbly things coming off of it. There's no heat, there's no fire, it's just like a distorted mirror that kind of flickers around. It's maybe 2 feet off the ground, 1.5 feet off the ground. The whole thing is maybe 7 feet tall and 4 feet wide. And when you go to the back side of it, it's just the same thing on the back side. Nothing holding it.
It's floating?
It's just floating. Yeah, it's just suspended in the air. Looking at it on edge, it looks like, looking at a piece of paper, you can't even notice really a thickness to it.
Okay. So with the group, like, he probably brought a small party down with him, like 4 people. And he says, I have some magic that can help me investigate this thing, but some magic in this world is extremely dangerous. I'd advise people stay out of this room and nobody touch this thing for the time being. Nobody knows what could happen if that happened.
The peasants eagerly agree not to touch the mirror.
Yeah. And I think in the meantime, I want to head back up. I don't want to, like, some people are saying like it's a portal in chat, and that's possible, but even if it was, I don't want to go through with the spell selection I have now. So Van's going to head back up.
Okay.
And, if you want, we could just end here. Like, we have an hour to go, but we're at like a pretty...
This is a pretty solid breaking point.
Yeah.
And it's always difficult to continue after
to keep going for
character
an hour after
dies.
somebody dies. That's always just like... Especially when you like made the call that got them killed. That's just kind of like, I don't really want to do anything anymore.
Yeah. So why don't we end here for the day? We will pick up next week on the 18th.
Okay. Yeah, that should be fine for me.
And let's dole out some experience.
All right. If I get 7,000, I level.
I think you might get more than that since you don't have to divide the experience between 2.
Excellent.
So let's see. 3 phase spiders, 3 displacer beasts, 2 mephits. I will reduce some experience for the people helping, but you are the only survivor, so you will get the overwhelming share of it. So let's see. These guys are... And displacer beasts are... And phase spiders are... Oh, dear God.
While he's counting all this up, chat, I need 6,840 experience to level. So I'm pretty close. And I'm not getting to level 9, unfortunately, but I will get to level 8.
All right, so we're a lot of experience for combat. Then I'm going to give, let's see, 500 experience for reaching the top of the pyramid. Another 250 for being able to contact your gods. Another 250 for the bottom of the pyramid and the thing down there. Some role-playing experience. A little high.
Anything for neutralizing the poison that Elise was hit with? Because we don't do like spells.
Yeah.
Anymore, but
You did save her life, but a lot of other people died in the process, so I think those will probably weigh each
Okay.
other out. You're going to be getting a buttload of experience. I don't think you're going to miss whatever altering 100 you would get for that.
sure.
You also have 10% bonus, right?
Yes.
Alright, so-
do you do that yourself? Because
I don't normally, but I'm going to do it now just so I can give everyone the nice big fat number. So accounting for the help of other people and all that jazz, why don't you take home 12,461 experience?
12,461. That puts me up to 115,617, which is a level up.
So why don't you roll us a d8?
600
Plus 1 for HP.
Yep. So D8 plus 1. I roll really well usually, so I'm probably gonna get a 1 here. 5. That's not too bad.
Not bad.
So I'm up to. Should I just add that to my current HP?
Sure.
Okay, so 38 current with 46 total. I think I got something else.
You're level 8, so you should get a
New
weapon
save.
proficiency,
No,
and
not new saves.
you should get a weapon proficiency.
Yeah. So can I like? So it's 2 points to become proficient with bows.
Right.
Can I hold on to the proficiency while I think about it for like the week?
Absolutely.
But if I do go with the bow, could I put 1 point in as like a working? on
I'll
it for
reduce
now?
your
Familiarity? Yeah.
yeah. I think non-proficiency for clerics is a -3.
Yeah. There's a familiarity system that you might want to look at for like it's
Okay.
normally if you have proficiency in a like weapon, but I feel like half proficiency in the weapon you're intending might also
Right.
fit familiarity.
So the penalty is -3. I would reduce it to -2 for familiarity instead of to and then when you you are proficient, it'll go all the way down to -0.
Okay, and I know something else got better. I'm pretty sure my Thaco improved last level, so I think I might just get maybe not new saves, but I do get an extra spell at least in my max.
Yeah, you're definitely going to get more spells.
Saving throws
Are
are
lagging. It's a good thing we're ending. The stream is lagging really hard.
ooh okay, good time. Yeah, so I just get new spells. So I got the HP and spells. So 8 is not a huge.
So you're going to get an extra 3rd and an extra 4th level spell.
All right, so that brings my total up to 5 first and second, 4 third level, and 3 fourth level, or 2 fourth level spells.
Okay.
All right.
Well, this has been Hardcore Heroes Otherside. A brutal episode.
Yeah.
Bastian, you will be missed. And we'll see you
I'm
guys.
Sorry. Oh God.
We'll see you guys next week on the other side.
Discussion thread is going up right now.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.